Though right here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama with an equally tough test on their hands. The Ole Miss Rebels, nationally ranked, come to town to meet the
Tuscaloosa is a very welcoming place. The people are outgoing, very friendly. It's just amazing. It's very unique to me and different.
This is a large, violent tornado coming up on downtown Tuscaloosa. Be in a safe place right now.
This is a classic wedge tornado.
This is a large tornado on the ground.
Over 1/2 mile wide.
Take cover.
Any chances?
Please take cover immediately.
This is as violent a situation as you'll ever see.
Right after the tornado, to consider long-term opportunities and being more resilient is difficult when you really understand the families that were impacted. I mean, again, with so many fatalities, not to mention just loss of homes and those things, the first response is how do we get people restored to a normal life, and the normal being what was there before.
Within a matter of hours, the tornado had came through and literally destroyed everything. It literally turned my life completely around.
The impact of the tornado on my home, it was damaged beyond repair and had to be demolished.
The tornado literally leveled our store. I mean, there was about 75% of it was leveled.
How did we begin to rebuild this community that was affected through housing, infrastructure, economic development? All aspects were affected. And so how do we recover those things and do so in a manner that not only builds us back, but we began to take a theme of building back stronger, safer, and smarter. We brought in individuals that were impacted by the storm, and then we went beyond that and said, if you live in the city of Tuscaloosa, come tell us how you think we need to recover. What are your big ideas?
The university is Tuscaloosa's greatest asset. It's probably the one thing we all have in common, whether we came here to go to school or to work. It brings 37,000 students to live here on a temporary basis. 7 weekends a year. It brings close to 100,000 people to come and watch football. And so the people of the community, all of the communities impacted and those outside the disaster zone came together. The number one suggestion was that we be more connected, that we plan and come back in a smarter way than we had developed originally.
I think it's important for Tuscaloosa to be connected as a city after a natural disaster, so everyone can come together, try to get people back in their homes and back on the right track. We can get businesses back open.
Something like a tornado like that is a perfect opportunity to define what a community is. Coming back, being resilient, supporting our businesses in our community is an integral part of that. I mean, it's the definition of community, I believe.
As a result of the tornado, obviously the city was afforded the opportunity to be the recipient of a lot of federal funds from FEMA and HUD, but most recently the opportunity to work with HUD and the Rockefeller Foundation through the Resilience Academy was a very good opportunity for the city to step back to make Tuscaloosa a better place. Tuscaloosa's model for resiliency is centered on a connected community, physically connected, digitally, technologically connected, socially connected, etc.
The City Walk is a hike and bike trail that will eventually span the entire path of the tornado. It adds to resiliency by giving residents and businesses a way to connect, and it builds a real sense of community for those who live in the area.
My highest hope for Tuscaloosa is that we have a plan in place that vulnerable populations, those people that seem to have the hardest time bouncing back, that we create a means that when something happens, that population is not struggling, that they're not continually the people that we're having to reach out to and figure out how we're going to totally bring them up from the bottom up, that you know, they may be impacted, but that they're not all the way put down.
Just like in football, if we lose a game, we're going to dust ourselves off and come back even stronger. So like if a natural disaster hits here, we come up with a game plan to where we can come back as a community and come back even stronger.